In this video, we're going to talk about implementing writing in the mathematics classroom. A big part of math instructions nowadays is having students actually talk about the math they're learning. And I think writing is just another branch of this. If students can write effectively about the mathematical concepts that they're learning, then they should have a strong understanding of it. When implementing writing in your classroom, make sure you provide clear guidelines and expectations. Make sure students feel supported whenever they're writing in their classroom and sharing ideas, and then give them regular feedback so they can improve their practice. Good mathematical writing classes will give prompts and sentence starters to initially scaffold student writing. Teachers will model effective writing techniques and provide exemplars, and they'll let students work together as they further develop their writing. So first, let's talk about strategies for novice writers. So the first one is engaging students in something called muddiest point reflection. Essentially, this is having the students, after a math lesson, explain what's the most challenging aspect or what's the most confusing part of the lesson. Next would be something called 2-minute papers, sometimes called 1-minute papers, where the students just summarize the main idea of the lesson, ask any lingering questions, or just identify any parts of the lesson they're still confused about. The last would be thinking logs, which is just students solving a problem and writing down their thinking steps as they go along. For more intermediate writers, we would use a task called always, sometimes, or never, which just helps students understand connections and generalizations for different math concepts. We also want to encourage students to provide explanations and justifications for their mathematical thinking. As they solve a problem, explain why it works and how you know. So last, let's talk about writing strategies for advanced writers. First, let's talk about the RAF technique. This allows students to practice writing from different perspectives, different audiences, different formats, and for a variety of different reasons. Next, you could have the students actually create their own textbook where they explain the mathematical concept in their own words. Again, if they can explain it effectively, they definitely understand it. It's also important for students to explore real-world concepts through their writing. Last, let students peer review each other's writing to provide feedback. Going back to what we said at the beginning, start with short writing activities and gradually increase the complexity. Scaffold student writing upward. Make sure to provide clear instructions and rubrics for writing tasks so students know what you're expecting. And make sure to offer support and give feedback as students engage in this writing process. Restating some benefits of having writing in the math classroom. It enhances students' mathematical understanding and their conceptual understanding. It improves their communication and reasoning skills. And it promotes critical thinking and problem-solving abilities. With discourse being a huge part of math instruction, writing should be right along its side. If students can write effectively about mathematical concepts, not only will it help their writing, it'll make sure that they have a strong understanding of math.